Hi guys, I just thought I would throw a quick video about what happens when you retire and you start doing shit that you've been putting off for years. Now, I'm a keen shooter. I like going to the range and doing long range. So I thought for money wise, it'd be good to make my own ammunition. Now, this reloader has been sitting under this bench and boxes for about 3 years. So I finally got off my ass and I've set it up. And I'm going to run you through it because I think it's a pretty good thing. So it's the Lee Master Loader, so it's a good thing. But the only thing, and I'll tell you now, if anyone's buying one of these from the States, this is the tumbler, this bad boy, that came with it. So, this was the plug. And I went, no worries, I'll just get an adapter, which I already have, right? I've been to the States a couple of times and I've got the adapters. And plugged her in and off she went. She ran great for about, I don't know, 2 to 5 seconds, and then fair dinkum, there was more smoke coming out of this bad boy than Chernobyl in 1986. It fucking burnt out. Then I looked on the side and it said it was only, it was rated to 120 volts. As you all know, the US is pretty much 110. We're 240, so do the math. Yeah, so she burned out, but that's cool. So yesterday I went to a local gun shop and I bought the Hornady M1 tumbler. This thing is a great piece of kit. Cleaned all these up. This thing didn't clean those cartridges. This did. I've just transferred them in there because I had to get rid of all the shit. So yeah. Anyway, that's probably my only gripe. Oh no, I will give you another gripe a little bit later. So to the press itself, it's a very well made. It does take a bit of setting up, but it's a very well made press, and it's continuous. So basically you put your cartridges that are ready to load in here, it self feeds, and then it goes around and around, with every pull of the handle. So this bad boy here, he's the resizer, and also punches out your primers. So I'll just get him off. I'm not going to leave it in just for this because they will get stuck if you haven't done the oiling of your cartridges. So you see that little needle comes out, bang, and then your cases still go forward and it resizes them. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So here's a case that's gone through it. It's been resized. The primer's gone. Here's just one I'm going to use for the demo. Its primer's still in. I fired this about a week or so ago. So if you put the projectile in the unprepared one, it's going to fall through, right? So we'll get that out. Throw that back in there. So this is one that's already been resized and ready to go. So you see how the primer just sits on there? Even if it's a bit floppy, that's okay. Little blue pill will fix that fucker. So yeah, that's what I mean by it resizes the top there. Okay, cool. Next you come around, and this here is full of primers. Alright, so when you come and press it, it'll get to this station here, and I hope you can see that. You see that lug coming up? Alright, that's punching in your primer. Alright, so it reprimes your cartridge. Next station here, it'll come and put your powder in, hopefully to the right measurement. And this is the other gripe I had. I couldn't test it because the scales that were sent with this press have obviously been sitting under there as well for the last 3 years. And the batteries that were in it had corroded. So I really don't know why they friggin' send batteries in shit. But anyway, so I just got to get a set of new scales. So basically the whole idea is I would put some powder in here. I would get a cartridge, not one that's ready to go, but one that's still got a primer on it and all that sort of stuff. And I'd throw it in, and then I would tip the powder out and make sure it's the amount that I need. It's pretty simple. Now, when it gets to here, that's when you pop your projectile in. That's all you got to do. It then goes to here, to this die, right? It'll seat it nice and snug into the cartridge. Then it comes to this bad boy, and that's your final crimp, right? So it's crimping around on there. Then that's where your bullet falls out. So I'll give you a demo, and I'm just going to use some cartridges that I haven't prepared. And as I said, I've already taken out the sizer and the capper. All right, so you just throw a bunch of cartridges in there. I'll just do 3 for this demonstration, as you were. But I'll try and capture all this for you. So you can see that cartridge, the first one sitting there, ready to go. So if I pull the lever, it's falling down there. Bang! Now you hit the next cartridge. It's already dropped. So that goes in, right? So that's been resized, and the primer's been punched out by this guy. All right. So that's what's happening there. Now we move him along. You see the second cartridge has already dropped down. So he's in there ready to do what that first cartridge had happened to him, like molested by this goddamn die. Alright. So as I go up, what's happening there is that nut and bolt is hitting that arm, and it's pushing a new primer in for me. Cool. You can hear the other case coming. Right? Now that first case, this guy, he just got his powder. He just got his measurement of powder. Right. This is where you grab your projectile. Now this is an experiment for me, because I normally use 168 grain factory ammo, which is hollow point boat tail. Now this is boat tail, but it's called TMK by Sierra. All right, great ammunition, Sierra, and so it's tipped Match King. So this is purely for target shooting. So this one here, it hasn't been sized, so I'll just show you. See, I don't know if you can see that. It's just gonna. Oh, I'm gonna lose it. Okay, so I dropped it. All right. It just dropped straight in to that cartridge. So that's what I was saying about the first part, where it resizes the top of the round. Okay, so from there we push him up and he goes into this die. Now this die, what's going to do, it's just going to seat it. So it's going to straighten it up and get it ready for the next. Now this will be the last die that the cartridge with the projectile on will go through. So it will then crimp. Alright, so that's crimped around. And then you should have a round. 2 rounds and 3 rounds. I think this is awesome, and I really can't wait to try it out, get my ammo up to the range and see what I can do with it. Alright, just thought I'd give you an insight. Alright, love yous all. Hooroo.